So you probably clicked on this video a bit confused. You're thinking, what kind of scary existential implications does a monastery full of writers in the clouds have a story about a team of world-saving colourful ninja? Well, this one's a bit of a doozy. So the writers in Cloud Kingdom are a bunch of guys who spend most of their days writing the events of all 16 realms, including Ninjago. In their own words, they're entirely neutral to the events that occur and simply just cause them to happen. While this in itself may be slightly concerning, the fact that anything from Zane's sacrifice or the arrival of the Oni was created by the whim of some godlike beings in the Cloud Kingdom, where it generally becomes a concern is how the writers are all knowing, but not a neutral force, evidenced by Fenwick's betrayal. This guy. Without going too deep into theology, there's generally an idea that an all-powerful being would have to be completely above the petty arguments of those beneath them. Yet for some reason, this guy, Fenwick, the leader of the universe's destiny, was manipulated by Morrow, a previously mortal being, into betraying his kingdom. Yeah, along with this making no sense, this also has a few worrying implications. Are the writers still controlling the events of the 16 realms now? And are they fit to do that? Especially since now we know they're vulnerable to being manipulated and their souls being sent to the Cursed Realm. So I'd like to argue something different. I personally think the best way around this is to show the writers as delegates of fate, or the mortal servants of some higher power. They have access to the Sword of Sanctuary, an artifact that, although has use in combat, is capable of showing wielders a vision of the future. So I'd like to suggest that the writers are using the sword as their oracle, or prophecy of sorts, and we're viewing the future through the blade, well, until it was taken by Morrow. So if the writers are just following the visions they're receiving from the sword, and not in absolute control of the events they're writing, will these issues get neatly fixed? Fenwick now has a free will and is not a god. It's like Zane's sacrifice, still occurred through free will and not some determined set of events written by a bunch of monks. And now I can rest easy knowing that Ninjago is at least slightly free of the issues of corrupt gods and existential terror.